Hey there, chart friends. Lamont here from Chart Guys, checking in on the solar sector. Whoops. On the solar sector. Well, that's fine. The weekly time frame is probably where we can start anyway. So far, weekly consolidation continues. We're still looking for that healthy weekly higher low over 47.98. Bulls with a lot of space to do so. And let's see, let's start digging out some levels for where this weekly higher low could potentially print. So ideally, if we're going to be shopping for a weekly higher low, we'll have daily oversold conditions at a bare minimum 4-hour oversold conditions. And so just to get a rough idea of where that might be, I can turn on the handy dandy RSI indicator that prints on the chart. See that 4-hour would start getting oversold right around the 50 retrace, so right around 63 bucks. Wonder if we can get daily. Daily would probably start flirting with oversold conditions if it were to get down to the 58 level or so, which is really where this last top was. So not a bad place to be looking for a potential weekly higher low. Healthy trends should not retrace more than the golden, the 618. So let's see. Yeah, I'd be interested. If we can get oversold into here, that'd be great. But first things first, there's no, we don't know that it will get this deep, but should it get this deep, we want to be prepared to take some action. So if we were able to get 4-hour oversold into this range, then we could start looking out for that potential weekly higher low. Now back to what's going on in the interim, in the near term. Wow. Yes. One. Okie dokie then. Let's see. Clean it up a little bit. So this previous channel continues to offer good structure, decent structure. It continues to test these bands, these standard deviation bands. If you're not familiar, I use this zone between the yellow line and the white line. It's marked. It's set up so that these are 2 standard deviations away from the mean. So all the information within these thick bands is 2 standard deviations away, and you very often will get a decent reaction, like here, for example. Off of those levels here, for example, and here and here. And if you do happen to grind in this band for an extended period of time, then it's typically a good time to start looking for a potential breakout. Okay, so heading up right off of the band to the top band right away in after hours, I guess. And so today we got a bear break with very little follow through. The bears did not change the hourly trend unless let's extended hours off. With extended hours off, you could say that this was an hourly trend change. Yeah, there's a higher low there, but this means more to me. Price action like two. Volume on this move? I don't know what's going on here. Not sure what this after hours move is all about, but it doesn't mean terribly much until tomorrow at the open. Ideally, we will see the bulls hold this, maintain this strength. The bear break with little follow through is a decent look. Bulls are playing defense, but there's a lot of proving to do. In order for the bulls to really prove it, they need to pull back and set a healthy higher low over 67.74 and then break to a higher high in order to change the hourly trend and have bulls confident that that daily low is set. So speaking to the weekly higher low, there's a lot of work in regards to having bulls be confident that that weekly higher low is set. What we need to see then is that hourly trend change occur, then follow through on that hourly trend change to see some daily bounce follow through, then pull back for a daily higher low, then break a daily higher high, and then we'll be confident in that weekly higher low being set. So as of right now, just watching this channel to offer some potential structure. And trades going into tomorrow, if the bulls open up right here, then that hourly higher low play is on deck. And I like the median line test for these kind of things, these kind of plays. So if we're looking for that higher low, I would not be terribly opposed to a median line test if this were the high tomorrow. Zoom into the 5-minute time frame, check out where the 5-minute RSI would be oversold. it'd be rather far away. So we would probably actually would have to see. So ideally, what'll happen tomorrow in the 5-minute time frame is just a little bit of sideways action, cool off that RSI, and then if we were to pull back in healthy fashion, then there's the potential to get the RSI extended. And as long as this channel is in play, bears can be top fishing with it. But you know, the channel is a lot more abstract than the price action levels are. The price action levels are firm, right? So ideally, you can use the channel as a guide, right? But I would use price action as a stop loss, for example. So for example, if you were top fishing here off of this channel looking for a lower high compared to this high, I would use this price action as a stop as opposed to like something a bit over the channel, because you can break, right? You can break significantly and then enter, like here you get these breaks. So price action is king first and foremost. So whenever you're setting your limits, your orders or whatnot, then even if you're using visual guides, indicators as visual guides, you just always want to make sure you're setting up your plan based on price action. Okay, so this shelf of support coming back into play for ORA, but first, ORA bulls are looking for that daily higher low. Anything over 68.76 will be a daily higher low. This is still potentially a flag. Said it many times, but in case you're new, I prefer ORA out of many of the other names because it's had all this lengthy consolidation and now just backtested this previous high. I spend too much time talking about that. Okay, so what do the bulls want to see? The bulls want to see an hourly trend change to confirm this daily higher low being set. That looks like just about a 50%. Oh, it's actually at the golden. So tap the golden zone today. Tap the golden zone. A little bit of a reaction. Bulls will take it. If we can base on top of this shelf, that would be a good look. I believe I had a channel here to watch. It definitely looks like a channel could offer some structure here. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so bulls did not change the hourly trend today, but they did print a little hourly higher low compared to the PM low. I don't love it because there's not a lot of volume in pre-market. So let's see what we're looking at here. Okay, so this is fine. All right, so maybe a bit of a wedge, eh? The bulls are looking to change this hourly trend. So if they can hold this low here of 70.49 and break to a higher high over 71.22, they'll have changed that hourly trend, and we can be confident, or relatively confident, that that daily higher low is set. Although as long as we're in this consolidation pattern, this flag formation, then we'll be a bit more cautious when it comes to price action trend changes as signals, especially when we're like in the middle of the range here. Okay, because as you can see, when we're in consolidation, these trend changes might not see follow through. We got this little bearish trend change here, and then straight into a big old bounce to test this upper range. So I care more about the trading range right now than I do about the price action trends. That being said, though, price action trends are always important because they must develop like that, right? It has to happen like that. It has to form, or an hourly trend change must form in order for the daily bounce to see follow through. Unless you're looking at something wild. Okay. So, short-term trades. I don't hate a bottom fish play. If we were to not change the hourly trend tomorrow, if we were to continue down this channel in this daily consolidation, then I don't hate bottom fishing this the lower end of the channel, especially because we have this price action low here. This is just I marked it off using the daily. All right, so this was the I guess I should use this one. Just the lowest close of this little chop zone, so to speak. Okay, so if we were to get hourly oversold conditions and testing the lower end of this channel, I don't hate a play there, but ideally the bulls will just show up tomorrow, change this hourly trend, have us confident that daily higher low is set, and potentially confirm this bull flag. JKS. ORA is also looking for a weekly higher low, by the way. Ideally, it'll be already set and then just, we'll break out of there. JKS. Okay, JKS continuing to pull back on the daily after an inside bar yesterday. So we are still looking for a daily higher low. Anything over 1894 will be that daily higher low. Obviously, tons of space for bulls to do so. And now we've pulled back to the point where bears are definitely going to be scouting lower highs. So I suppose even after this day, they could have been scouting lower highs. But whenever we start bouncing, bears can be positioning for a potential weekly lower high, and I wouldn't be surprised by an EQ, a tightening range. So like a lower high and then higher low, and then let's tighten up a little bit. Would not be surprised by that given the amount of range. So it's really not a terrible looking day. The bear volume is not very elevated at all. It's less than this previous day, which had, was mostly buying. So that's not a terrible look, I suppose. On the hourly time frame, clear hourly downtrend. Bears will be scouting this hourly lower high tomorrow. Anything over 65.75 will just be an hourly lower high. Bulls must defend 59.99 in order to prevent more daily downside. That's probably the only short that I like. I mean, the only trade that I like in the near term. Yeah, we can get 5-minute overbought conditions to test all of these highs. I don't think that's a bad place to be short, to look short, I mean. Okay, so we got multiple tops here, congestion zone, congestion zone, congestion zone, congestion zone, and then a couple of tops, 3 tops here. So if we can get 5-minute overbought into that level, whoops. Oh, we were 5-minute overbought just there. Well, if we can, if the bulls are able to print a higher low, make a higher high, if we can get extended into this area, this around 66, I don't think that's a bad place for a potential play to look for that lower high. Because that's the last high there. And even if we're not looking for a lower high, I don't think it's a terrible place to look for a short in general. Just typically want to be careful with shorts. Markets are inherently biased to bulls, right? Because, I mean, essentially, if you're betting on human expansion, you're bullish. Sorry about that if you guys can hear that power tool, whatever that is. Okay, that's the only short-term trade that I like. Like I said, looking for that daily higher low, the weekly higher low too. Let's see if we can get... already had a few hourly oversold conditions. Oh, it's a bit of a wedge, isn't it too? Okay, so maybe some caution here. One moment, let's draw this. Okay, so perhaps a bit of a wedge here. Potential wedge shaping up. So again, a little, maybe perhaps some caution on shorts. JKS has been one of the strongest names. So if we were to see a wedge break tomorrow with some follow through, come back and test these tops and reject, you could definitely put that short on. But I think personally, I would be a little bit more interested in the long side just because of this falling wedge. I know we're at this. I mean, there's just a little bit of congestion. I know where I have a bit of volume put in there. So if we were to break out and pull back, I think that would be enough space for potential hourly higher low play. And ideally we'll do so in 5-minute oversold conditions. With anything over 58.23 being a higher low. Run. Already 14 minutes? Okay, Sun Run. Bulls tried to hold an inside bar today, broke the low of yesterday by just a little bit. It seems like there's some action going on after hours with all these silver names. That is about... So daily downtrend is still very much in place. That's potentially a wedge in there as well. Let's see if we get a bunch of wedges shaping up across multiple tickers in the same sector, then typically it's a good clue of potential breaks, bull breaks. Yeah, I'd say that's a bit of a wedge. Getting to the point where you would expect it to break, and obviously if you look to the left, there's a bunch of previous price action here. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah. Whenever I see a big rejection like that, I feel more confident in the significance of these levels. So I have a feeling that this is probably a pretty meaningful area. And if bulls can get back over it and hold the resistance as support, would be a very good look. Let me pick like top here. See what that looks like on the daily. Yeah, right where this initial rejection was. Okay, so potential hourly wedge. How are we going to play this? We would probably just wait for the break, right? Again, same thing, very similar. We've held the bulls have held this low here of 55.15 3 times now, 4 times if you count this little guy. So, yeah, well, I don't think a wedge is terribly out of the question. Ideally, what we'll see tomorrow then is a bull break some resistances. Ideally, we'll break more than one resistance. Like this one would be great, 59. If we could break 59, that would be enough range where bulls will be looking to position for a potential hourly higher low. The run is much closer to the last weekly support at 42.61. Okay, so a few wedges. Let's see if Tan's got a wedge going on. Yes, you could, eh? It's pretty steep. I don't love that as much, but basically bear breaks with little follow through should have us looking potentially the other way. Okay, that pretty much no, FSLR. FSLR, nice daily inside bar holding up really well actually relative to most of the sector. Just maintaining the sideways pattern over that previous top is a good look for bulls on the hourly time frame. We're just in this tightening EQ. So, man, something happened. So, trades in the short term. We're just watching this. Look at that reaction, beautiful. We're just watching this channel. Well, we've been watching this daily channel. I had it drawn off the daily closes. Yeah, so we've just been watching this, and let's see what it looks like on 24 hours. So yeah, if you pull it, let me just adjust. I don't know why it's in a rush. That's what I'm talking about, right? It's always good to mark off some levels, and so actually, this is the first time that you could have taken. Actually, wait. Yeah, I mean, you could have had this channel drawn since way back here, right? Which would have given you action here, median line, resistance, median line. Decent place for a scallop play. I love channels. Anyway, so whatever the heck is happening after hours is causing a little bit of solar pump. We just tested the upper range of that channel, and now bulls have made quite a lot of space for a potential hourly higher low, and I would not be surprised if it were found through a back test of these tops. Okay, so tomorrow, if the bulls can stay strong, carry strength over into the open tomorrow, then at this point we will be looking for those healthy higher lows. Oh man, long one today. Sorry about that. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you all soon.